breathtaking story is, and I'll read this to you, it says, "How deep is your outhouse?" Now, as you can tell, I've told them these stories a few times, and my regulars have tired of some of them. But they're nice enough not to hiss when I start. They just, here he goes again.
Yeah, there it is.
But anyway, this is an interesting story, and it has a lesson in it. It has a interesting formula, as formulated by the beloved, who was that hot stuff guy with the...
Nope.
You are what?
I am nope.
No. The Jewish gentleman.
Einstein.
E equals cm squared. It's the formula, as I recall, for acceleration. So anyway, it's an interesting story. I think you'll like it. And it concerns a gas station down on Westlake Road, which used to be called Carlick's.
Oh, yeah.
And down at Carlick's, many years ago, some of the correction officers from Auburn, our neighboring sister community, used to come over here to Skaneateles and fraternize and so on. And this guy is telling them all about this experience he had with his son that went to MIT. And he's telling him what a pleasure it was to have a brilliant son and to watch him grow up and all that kind of stuff. So he's telling him about sitting in the office one day looking through some invoices that he's gotten. And his son comes in and says to him, "Dad, what are you doing?" He says, "Well, I'm just running through some bills and stuff." And he picks up one of them and he says, "Now here's one. It's from Harvey Miller." It says, "Harvey Miller, professional outhouse digging, 12 feet, $10 a foot, $120 total. Please remit." So the kid says to him, "Dad, how do you know Harvey dug the outhouse 10 feet? And this guy says to him, "Well, son," he says, "he's been digging our outhouse, my dad's outhouse before me, now my outhouse, he'll be digging yours. So why would I? Anyway, if you don't think it's true, we'll test it." So he said, "Go get that chronometer I bought for you when you went to MIT." And he says, we're gonna run through this scientific... No chuckling, please. This is partial education. Think of it that way. So he says we're going to go down to the outhouse. We're going down to the outhouse. He says, "I'm going to sit down. I'm going to get comfortable." So he throws off his suspenders, sits down on the outhouse, and the boy says to him, "All right, Dad, now I want you to tend to your wants, and when you let her go, I want you to say, 'Go.'" And he says, "I'll take the watch, and when she hits, I'll click her again, and we'll put that figure that we get from you going and it hitting into the formula. And we will tell you how deep that outhouse is to the quarter of an inch." So anyway, he's willing to do his part, so he sits there and he tries to work up a movement. Finally she goes and says, "Go!" And the kid clicks a watch like this, and it gets to be 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Finally, one of the correction officers says to him, Harvey, for God's sakes, when did it hit? He says, you know, it never did. I shit my suspenders.
Oh, horrible.
Now, was the naughty word suspenders?